Before you fall asleep tonight, take a slow breath and allow your mind to become quiet, because rest is not only for the body, it is also for the heart and the soul, and in this moment of stillness, this prayer is a way of placing your worries, your hopes, and your loved ones into God's care, trusting that you do not have to carry everything alone, and you may say within yourself that you are grateful for making it through another day, grateful for the strength that kept you going even when you felt tired, confused, or uncertain, and you may ask God to surround you with a sense of protection, not as a shield of fear, but as a covering of peace, the kind of peace that allows your thoughts to slow down and your breathing to become gentle, the kind of peace that reminds you that you are safe in this moment, that you are held in love, and that tomorrow will be met with new strength, and you may ask for healing, not only for the body, but also for the emotions, for the quiet wounds that no one else can see, for the stress that has built up in your mind, and for the tiredness that has settled in your heart, asking that all of it be softened, comforted, and slowly released, and you may ask for restful sleep, the kind that truly restores, where your mind is not pulled back into worries of the past or fears of the future, but is allowed to rest in the present, knowing that God's care does not stop when your eyes close. And you may pray for your family and those you love, that they too may be kept in peace and safety through the night, that their hearts may be calm and their bodies may be refreshed, and as you hold them in your thoughts, you may feel a sense of connection and gratitude, remembering that love itself is a form of protection, and you may ask for guidance, that your dreams and your rest be gentle, that your thoughts be guided toward hope rather than anxiety, and that when you wake, you do so with a lighter heart and a clearer mind, ready to face a new day with patience and courage. And in this quiet prayer, you are not asking for miracles in loud ways, but for small, meaningful gifts, calmness instead of tension, trust instead of worry, and rest instead of exhaustion, and you may remind yourself that it is okay to let go for a few hours, to place your concerns in God's care and allow yourself to simply be, breathing slowly, feeling safe, and knowing that peace is not something you must force, but something you can receive, gently, like a soft blanket around your thoughts, and as you settle into sleep, you may carry this feeling of protection and comfort with you, trusting that you are not alone, that you are watched over in love, and that rest itself is a blessing meant to renew your strength, your clarity, and your hope for the day to come. And as you continue to rest in this gentle moment before sleep, you may speak softly in your heart, asking God to calm every restless thought that keeps returning again and again, the worries about tomorrow, the memories from today, and the uncertainties that your mind tries to solve when it should be resting, and you may ask that these thoughts be quieted, not forced away, but gently eased, like waves settling on a shore, until your mind can finally become still, and in that stillness you may feel a deep sense of reassurance, a reminder that you are cared for, that your life is meaningful, and that every concern you carry is already known, and you may ask for peace to flow through your body, from your head to your feet, releasing tension from your forehead, your shoulders, your chest, and your breath, allowing every muscle to relax and every heartbeat to slow into a steady, comforting rhythm. And you may pray that this peace also enter your emotions, bringing comfort where there has been sadness, patience where there has been frustration, and hope where there has been uncertainty, and you may ask for healing in whatever form is needed, whether physical strength, emotional balance, or spiritual reassurance, trusting that healing does not always come suddenly, but often gently, like light slowly filling a room, and you may ask that your sleep be deep and refreshing, free from disturbing thoughts, and filled instead with calm dreams or simple, quiet rest, and you may place your loved ones in God's care once again, asking that they too be surrounded by peace, safety, and comfort through the night, and that their hearts be at ease, and their bodies restored, and as you hold them in your thoughts, you may feel gratitude for their presence in your life, recognizing that love itself is a gift that brings warmth even in silence. And you may also forgive yourself for anything that did not go perfectly today. Releasing self-criticism and allowing compassion to replace it, understanding that rest is a form of renewal, not something you must earn, but something you are allowed to receive, and in this gentle surrender, you may feel a sense of trust growing, the trust that tomorrow will bring what it brings, and that you will be given the strength to face it when it comes, and for now, in this moment, it is enough to breathe, to be still, and to rest in the quiet assurance that you are safe, cared for, and held in peace as you drift into sleep. And as your breathing becomes slower and your body begins to feel heavier with rest, you may gently remind yourself that this moment is meant for letting go, for placing every burden, every unfinished thought, and every unanswered question into God's care, trusting that you do not need to solve everything tonight, and you may ask that a sense of quiet trust replace the need to control, that your heart may feel secure even in uncertainty, knowing that you are guided and supported even when the path ahead is not fully clear, and you may pray that your mind be wrapped in gentle thoughts, thoughts of gratitude for small blessings, for moments of kindness you experienced, for the strength that carried you through the day, and for the opportunity to rest now. And as gratitude fills your awareness, you may notice how it softens tension and brings a subtle warmth, like a light within, reminding you that even in difficult times, there is always something to be thankful for, and you may ask God to renew your spirit through this sleep, to restore your energy, your patience, and your clarity, so that when you wake, you do so with a calmer heart and a clearer perspective, and you may also pray for protection, not in a fearful way, but in a comforting one, asking that your surroundings be peaceful, that your rest be undisturbed, and that you feel a quiet sense of safety that allows you to fully relax. And you may include in your thoughts anyone who is struggling tonight, anyone who feels lonely, anxious, or tired, and ask that they too be comforted, that they may feel less alone and more at peace, and in this shared compassion, you may sense a deeper connection to others, a reminder that kindness and care extend beyond what you can see, and as your eyelids grow heavier, you may simply rest in this feeling of being cared for, allowing your thoughts to slow, your body to settle, and your heart to trust that this night is a time of renewal, and that in this renewal, you are gently being prepared for a new day filled with fresh strength, quiet hope, and the calm assurance that you are never truly alone. And as you settle even more deeply into rest, you may allow yourself to feel the comfort of simply being, without needing to think, plan, or worry, trusting that this moment of stillness is a gift meant to restore you, and you may softly ask that God's peace continue to surround your thoughts, guiding them away from anxiety and toward a sense of calm acceptance, reminding you that it is okay to pause, to breathe, and to rest without guilt, because rest is part of healing, and healing is part of growth, and you may pray that any heaviness you And kindness can be shared even in silence, and you may thank God for the quiet protection of the night, for the simple blessing of a place to rest, and for the opportunity to begin again tomorrow with renewed strength. And in this gratitude, your heart may feel calmer, your breathing slower, and your mind more at ease, and you may allow yourself to drift into sleep with the reassuring thought that you are cared for, that your worries are not ignored but gently held, and that this night is a time of peace, renewal, and quiet comfort, preparing you for a new day with a rested body, a calmer mind, and a hopeful heart. And as you continue to rest in this gentle stillness, you may allow your heart to feel a quiet sense of trust, the kind of trust that comes from knowing you are not alone in your thoughts, your struggles, or your hopes, and you may softly ask God to place a sense of reassurance within you, a reminder that even when you cannot see the answers yet, you are still being guided, still being cared for, and still being held in love. And you may pray that this reassurance calm any lingering fear, doubt, or uncertainty, replacing them with a feeling of safety that allows your body to fully relax and your mind to finally let go. And you may ask that your sleep be gentle and uninterrupted, that your dreams, if any, be peaceful, and that your rest restore not only your physical energy but also your emotional balance, bringing comfort where there has been worry and hope where there has been tiredness. And you may take a moment to forgive the day itself, to release any frustration about what did not go as planned, understanding that every day is a step in a longer journey, and that rest is part of moving forward, not a pause from progress. And you may also ask that tomorrow bring clarity, patience, and the strength to face whatever comes with a calm and steady heart, trusting that you will be given what you need when you need it. And as you breathe slowly and deeply, you may feel gratitude for the simple gift of this moment, for the quiet, for the chance to rest, and for the peace that comes from letting go. And in this gratitude, your thoughts may soften, your body may feel heavier with relaxation, and your spirit may feel lighter, ready to drift into sleep with a sense of comfort and hope, knowing that this night is a time of renewal, and that you are surrounded by care, calm, and gentle protection as you rest. And as the quiet of the night wraps around you, you may allow your mind to finally rest from the constant need to think, plan, and solve, trusting that it is enough for now to simply breathe and be. And you may ask God to fill this silence with a sense of calm that reaches into the deepest parts of your heart, easing worries that words cannot fully express. And you may pray that any tension you still feel in your body slowly melts away, that your shoulders soften, your jaw relaxes, and your breath becomes slow and steady, guiding you into a state of true rest. And you may ask for emotional healing as well, for comfort where there has been hurt, for peace where there has been confusion, and for hope where there has been tiredness, trusting that even quiet moments of rest can gently restore what the day has drained. And you may place tomorrow into God's care, releasing the need to control what has not yet happened, and allowing yourself to trust that you will be given the strength, clarity, and patience you need when the time comes. And you may also think of those who are struggling to sleep tonight, those who feel anxious, lonely, or overwhelmed, and wish for them the same peace and comfort you are asking for yourself, knowing that compassion connects hearts even across distance. And as you do this, you may feel a sense of warmth and kindness grow within you, softening your thoughts and bringing a gentle sense of unity. And you may thank God for watching over you through the day and now through the night, not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, steady presence that brings reassurance and calm, and as your eyelids grow heavier and your thoughts become slower, you may simply rest in this feeling of safety, letting go of effort, letting go of worry, and allowing sleep to come naturally, carrying with it the promise of renewal, peace, and a new beginning when morning arrives. Opportunity, greater influence, and a life shaped deliberately rather than accidentally. This is not an exaggerated promise, it is the natural outcome of behavior repeated consistently over time. Continue clicking forward, continue acting with intention, continue honoring your decisions, and allow discipline to quietly deliver what motivation never could: stability, strength, clarity, control, and a future built by choice rather than chance. And as you drift closer to sleep, you may gently remind yourself that this moment is a pause in the middle of life's movement, a quiet space where your heart is allowed to rest and your mind is allowed to be still, and you may ask God to let this stillness sink deeply into you, calming every remaining ripple of worry and replacing it with a soft sense of assurance, and you may pray that your thoughts become lighter, no longer circling around what could go wrong, but settling into what is safe and present, trusting that you are cared for in ways both seen and unseen, and you may ask that your sleep be wrapped in peace, that your body feel supported and your spirit feel comforted, and that any restlessness fade as you breathe slowly and evenly, and you may also take a moment to reflect on the love that surrounds you, the people who care for you, and the simple blessings that often go unnoticed. Allowing gratitude to gently fill your heart, because gratitude has a way of bringing warmth and calm even in quiet darkness, and you may ask that this warmth remain with you through the night, bringing a sense of security that allows you to fully relax, and you may trust that as you sleep, your body is being restored, your mind is being cleared, and your heart is being gently strengthened, preparing you for a new day, and in this trust, you may let go of the need to stay alert, the need to hold on to control, and the need to carry every concern, choosing instead to rest in the simple belief that you are safe, you are cared for, and you are allowed to sleep in peace, and as you surrender to this calm, you may feel yourself drifting into rest, surrounded by quiet, comfort, and a steady sense of hope that remains with you even as your thoughts fade into sleep. And as sleep gently begins to take over, you may feel your body growing heavier and your thoughts becoming softer, as if the day is slowly fading into the background, and in this quiet transition, you may place your heart once more in God's care, trusting that nothing you are feeling is too small or too heavy to be held with love, and you may ask that this night be a time of deep restoration, where not only your body rests, but your emotions and your spirit also find renewal, and you may pray that any hidden worries, any unspoken fears, and any tired hopes be gently comforted, so that your inner world can become as calm as the outer silence around you, and you may allow yourself to feel a sense of safety, as if you are being surrounded by a peaceful presence that reassures you without words, reminding you that you are not alone, that you are watched over with care, and that this moment of rest is a gift meant to restore your strength, and you may think of tomorrow not with anxiety, but with quiet trust, believing that whatever comes, you will be guided with wisdom and patience, and that you will have the courage to face it one step at a time, and as you breathe slowly, you may feel gratitude for the simple blessing of being able to rest, for the chance to close your eyes without fear, and for the hope that comes with a new beginning after the night has passed, and in this gratitude, your heart may feel lighter, your mind more at ease, and And as the night continues to hold you in its quiet embrace, you may feel a deeper sense of letting go, as if your thoughts are slowly dissolving into stillness, and in this stillness you may rest in the feeling that it is okay to be human, to be tired, to need comfort, and to seek peace, and you may gently remind yourself that you do not have to be strong every moment, that this time of rest is meant to renew you, not test you. And you may ask God to fill your inner world with a soft sense of hope, the kind of hope that does not demand answers right now, but simply trusts that light will come again with the morning, and you may pray that your heart be protected from heaviness, that any sadness or worry that linger be gently eased, and that your spirit feel lighter as you release what you cannot change tonight. And you may ask for a quiet joy, a subtle warmth that reassures you that life still holds goodness, that you are still surrounded by care, and that even in silence, you are not forgotten. And you may place your future in God's hands for a moment, trusting that your path is unfolding step by step, and that you will be guided with patience and wisdom when you wake. And as your breathing becomes slow and natural, you may simply rest in the awareness that this moment is enough, that you are safe, that you are cared for, and that this peaceful night is preparing you for a new beginning. And in this gentle surrender, your mind may finally grow quiet, your body completely relaxed, and your heart settled in calm, allowing sleep to deepen, carrying you into rest with a sense of comfort, trust, and quiet assurance. And as you sink fully into rest, you may allow yourself to feel a deep sense of peace, the kind that does not depend on everything being perfect, but on the quiet assurance that you are cared for just as you are, and you may softly thank God for carrying you through this day, for the strength you had, for the lessons you learned, and for the moments of kindness you experienced, even if they were small, and you may trust that every effort you made, every tear you held back, and every hope you carried has meaning, and that nothing is wasted in the gentle unfolding of your life, and you may ask that this night continue to restore you, not only through sleep, but through a sense of inner renewal, so that your heart feels lighter, your mind clearer, and your spirit more hopeful when morning comes. And you may pray that any fear of the future be replaced with trust, any regret about the past be replaced with forgiveness, and any tension in the present be replaced with calm acceptance. And you may feel gratitude for the simple gift of being able to rest, to close your eyes, and to let go for a while, knowing that you do not have to hold everything together in this moment, and you may allow yourself to be wrapped in this feeling of safety and comfort, as if surrounded by a gentle peace that reassures you without words, and in this reassurance, you may finally release the last of your worries, letting them fade into the background as sleep deepens, and you may rest with the quiet confidence that you are protected, loved, and guided, and that when you awaken, you will do so with renewed strength, fresh clarity, and a heart that feels calmer and more at ease, ready to welcome a new day with patience, hope, and trust. And as the night continues to unfold in quiet stillness, you may gently remind yourself that it is okay to rest, it is okay to pause, and it is okay to not have all the answers right now, because this moment is meant for restoration, not for struggle, and you may place your trust in God's care, believing that even while you sleep, your life is being guided, your worries are being softened, and your path is being gently prepared. And you may ask that your dreams be peaceful, free from fear, and filled with light, bringing messages of hope, reassurance, and inner strength, and you may pray that your heart be guarded from heavy thoughts, that your mind be quieted from endless overthinking, and that your body be allowed to fully relax, releasing every trace of tension, and you may feel thankful for the unseen protection around you, for the love that surrounds you, and for the grace that holds you through every season. And you may surrender tomorrow into God's hands, trusting that whatever awaits you will come with the strength to face it, and in this trust, you may drift deeper into rest, breathing slowly, peacefully, and steadily, feeling comforted by the knowledge that you are never alone, never forgotten, and always cared for, and as sleep embraces you completely, you may rest in a sense of gentle security, knowing that you are safe, you are watched over, and you are loved, now and always. As the final moments before deep sleep arrive, you may softly remind your soul that everything you have carried today can now be laid down, every concern, every unanswered question, every quiet ache, and every hope, trusting that God's presence remains with you through the silence of the night, gently surrounding you with calm and warmth, and you may allow your breathing to slow, your thoughts to settle, and your heart to rest in a feeling of quiet gratitude, knowing that each new morning is a gift, each new breath is a blessing, and each new day will come with its own light, its own strength, and its own opportunities for peace, and you may feel comfort in the idea that you are held in care even when you are unaware, guided even when you are resting, and loved without condition, and in this gentle awareness, you may let sleep take you fully, wrapped in serenity, confidence, and hope, trusting that when you awaken, you will rise with renewed calm, renewed courage, and a renewed sense of purpose, ready to step forward with a peaceful heart and a quiet faith that everything is unfolding in the way it is meant to. And as the night deepens and silence becomes softer around you, you may feel a sense of stillness settling within your spirit, as if your heart is being wrapped in calm and your thoughts are being gently guided toward rest, and you may remind yourself that you are allowed to feel safe, you are allowed to feel at ease, and you are allowed to trust that you are being cared for in ways you cannot always see, and you may offer a quiet thank you for the protection over your life, for the lessons of the day, and for the hope that tomorrow carries, and you may release any remaining tension from your shoulders, your chest, and your mind, letting peace flow through you like a soft, steady breath, and in this moment you may choose to believe that light surrounds you, comfort fills you, and love watches over you, and with that gentle assurance, you may surrender fully to rest, allowing sleep to come naturally, calmly, and safely, knowing that you are held in kindness, guided by grace, and embraced by a peace that remains with you through the night and into the morning. And as your body becomes heavier with rest and your mind grows quieter, you may sense a gentle feeling of comfort settling over you, as if every worry is slowly being lifted and every burden is being softened, and you may allow yourself to trust that this moment of peace is a gift, meant to restore your strength and renew your hope, and you may whisper a simple prayer of gratitude for being protected, for being guided, and for being given another day of life, and you may feel your heart open to calm thoughts, kind memories, and gentle dreams, and you may let go of any fear of tomorrow, knowing that you will not face it alone, and in this stillness, you may rest with the quiet assurance that you are cared for, watched over, and surrounded by a presence of love that does not leave you, and with this feeling of safety and peace, you may drift fully into sleep, allowing your soul to be refreshed, your spirit to be strengthened, and your mind to be wrapped in serenity until the morning. Light returns.